Hello and welcome to Knit All the Yarn podcast. My name is Lisa and I live in Michigan with my husband and my kiddos. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry at 72 Stitches. And this is episode 218. Oh, did I spill my coffee? Nope, I think I'm good. Maybe I did. I think I spilled my coffee. I did. Oh, this is how my life is going today. It's okay. Coffee, pumpkin spice creamer. Oh, that's good. Okay. This is my YouTube channel where I share my knitting, crocheting, cross stitch, whatever crafty thing I'm up to. I will have all the links, the show notes, right down there in the description box. Click the word more and everything will drop down for you. I'll have all the links to everything I talk about today. Yarn, bags, patterns, reading and watching, all that good stuff right down there. Today is Saturday, August 26th. That's right, I said Saturday. Saturday, we'll talk about that later. Oh my, it has been a week. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll talk about that in life stuff, but I'm okay. Everybody's okay. I'm here. I'm a day late, but I'm here. So August 26th, 2023, and today is my youngest daughter's birthday. She turns 11 today. Oh, my heart. And today I'm finishing her blanket. I almost forgot, but I got it out before I recorded. I put it on my chair so I can, after I'm done recording here, I will finish it up. So I will show that next week in its full glory, and that'll be the last time you will see it. Okay, I have two finished objects and two works in progress. And I got a little bit of stash. Yeah, I think it might be short today, but I don't know. I might get chatty. So I hope you have your knitting or your whatever project you're working on. The sun's coming out. A beverage of your choice, and we will get started. First off, I want to remind everybody about the Knit All the Felici Cal. It ends August 31st, so next Thursday. If I remember, before I record next week on Monday, which is the 1st, I will draw the prizes for the winners for the pattern prizes, and I will announce that next episode, hopefully. If not, probably the next one. We'll see. I might forget. And then the next week I will talk about our new cal that's hosted with Lazy Lemon of Lindsay from Lazy Lemon Creations and Amy from Happy Little Yarn podcast. We will, if you follow me on Instagram, you already saw it. So yeah, I'll talk about that more next week. Okay, I think that's my spiel. The Knit All the Felici has been hosted in my Ravelry group, which will also be linked down below. I have a chatter and finished object thread, so post your stuff and I will draw winners from there. Okay, I think that's it. Let's get on with the knitting. All right, finished object number 1. Ta-da! I did it! So I was here last week, so I had this much done and I had a cuff done. And then I finished them. So these are DK weight. These are Freckled Whimsy Spells and Things Club from August 2023. Yes, this month. And it's called Magical Umberlla. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. And that stitch marker is from Twin Mountain Handcrafts. Progress Keeper, I guess. A little coffee pot. And I used K of the Crazy Sock Ladies DK Vanilla Weight sock pattern. And that is an afterthought. Or not, that's not an afterthought, yeah. That is a slip stitch heel. This is my first time doing a contrast. I still have, I haven't been bothered to try to fix my holes here. Didn't feel like it. So I know that there's a way. I pick up a stitch. When I go to pick up my gusset stitches, I pick up a stitch in between the ladder, like Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady has in her pattern, but I'm still getting holes, so maybe I'm not weaving my ends in right. It's fine, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Most likely I will be wearing these in my slippers and nobody's gonna see it. So I did US 3s and magic loop, 10 rows of cuff, and I believe I did like 40-ish rows for the leg. I did have enough. I was a little concerned about heel placement because it had a mini, but it worked out. It's Saturday. My husband has today off, so I don't know if you can hear him laughing. Something's funny on the TV. So these are for me. I love them. I forgot to look up. I was going to look up before I sat down. Summer Sock Camp is coming to a close. Makes me sad. I can't believe it's over with already. I feel like it just started. And I think these were pair 22. We still have a weekish left. I think it ends the 31st. So I still have like maybe 5 days left. So I don't know. I might be able to sneak in another pair or two. We'll see. All right, and here is finish object number 2. Oh, look at that. My advent sock. I'm getting close, guys. I think I have 5 left. So I'm making a sock out of my advent calendar from Yarn Cafe Creations and Dragonhorn Yarns, the Harry Potter Advent. I knit a square in my Cozy Memories, and then the rest of it is in the sock. And I can get 90 rows total. So that leaves me about 20 rows, 21 rows of leg. And I do 12 rows of 2x2 rib. I use US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter. I do an afterthought heel. Heels, toes, and cuffs are in Knitpicks Strolled of Heather. And I'm gonna have 24 single socks that I can wear non-matching socks. I can't wait. I have not worn any of them yet. By the time I finish, it's going to get cold out, hopefully, so I'll have them for next summer. I should have started earlier on this project, but I didn't think about it until I think it was April when I started it, so. And I'd been doing like 1 sock a week. So that is that. And I wear a US women's 8.5. So if you had a full 20 gram mini, you could still, I could get a bigger leg if I used the whole mini. But, so just a thought. All right, and that is all of my finished objects. That's it. It was looking like it was just going to be this for a long time. I think I finished those Wednesday. Yeah, I think it was Wednesday I finished those DK socks. All right, now on to whips. Stitching Plaza. This is we're gonna keep on talking about the Advent socks. I have not looked in this bag for a long time, so I'm hoping everything was where I wanted it to be. Yep, we're all good. All right, I don't remember what day this is. My notes say 19. So we'll say it's day 19. That makes sense. So this is 19, then I got 5 socks left. Yeah. So here we go. We just need a afterthought heel. I love how this pooled. Look at that. That green and red and blue. And that little blip of like pink. Love it. So just needs a heel on that one. And I have the cuff started. So I knit all my socks magic loop. Chiaogoo red lace needle, 32-inch cord. 64 stitches, 12 rows of 2x2 rib. And the next color will be this one. So this is day 20. It's like pink with a little bit of orange in there. Rusty orange. Love it. So that's the next color. I'll probably be starting these today. And that's it. That's it. I feel like I've been talking about this project for a long time. You all know the drill by now. Oh, this one. Sticking out. It's okay. This is Mountain State Stitches. I love it. I love this sock bag. Whip number 2. And this one, I need a sock blocker because now that I'm doing the heel flap and gusset, the slip stitch heel, I now have hose. And I finished this yesterday, so it was a good thing I, didn't record because this wasn't done yet. So I'm experimenting with the heel flap and gusset. This one I decided to just use self-striping. Just like my stitch marker is out of whack here. Gotta move it over so you can see my progress. So this is Nomadic Yarns. Lavender Haze on her 75-25 base. I haven't knit with Nomadic Yarns in like, it seems like a year, maybe more than that, so. I have a hoe, look at me. I need to rearrange myself, so. Oh, my feet are already falling asleep here. Okay, so here we go. So this is all self-striping. I did an experiment with this pair. I was gonna do a contrast heel and heel flap, but a lot of people said that they wind up their cakes, and so in my case I knit from the outside of the cake when I started my sock here. So when I got to my heel, I used the inside of the cake. So I started from the inside of the cake and I knit my heel flap and my heel turn. And I cut my yarn before, when I finished my leg. And then when I picked up my stitches for my gusset, I started with this color. So it doesn't break up the stripes here. That doesn't really bother me. I think it looks fine. Here's the nicer side. There is like 2 rows of like this like navy or really deep purple right on the bottom of my heel flap. I was so close. So we'll see what happens with the second sock. I'm not gonna get these to match. So this color might be like this color and it might be more like bam in your face, but it's on the bottom of my foot. So that's what it looks like when you pull from the inside or the outside of the cake. So since I didn't have a contrasting mini with this one, I just wanted to experiment, and I think it looks fine. I don't know, some people might not like that. I kind of like the heel flap and the self-striping. It looks cute. So the pattern I used for this was K of the Crazy Sock Lady. It was the Magic Loop. Is it Vanilla Socks on Magic Loop? I have it linked down below. So that's what I used. And all self-striping. And I have 1 sock done. So last time I was here, so I had to cuff in a little bit, because I remember this was a birthday cast on. My birthday was last Thursday. So yeah, that's how much so I finished this whole sock. Yay! And then I don't have, the second sock is cast on. I think I just have, yep, just a cuff. So we are ready to go. Now I can see why a lot of people like to have a lot of socks on the needles. Because when you get to that heel point, I'm still learning the heel flap, and I still have to like focus, so I can't be doing that when I'm out and about. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever get to a point where I'll have the pattern memorized. It's getting easier each time I do it, so that is a plus. But so yeah, like we're gonna go to my parents tomorrow, so I'm like, all right, I can do this. I can do this leg, and when I get to the heel, if I get there, I'm just gonna have to pause and grab another whip. So that is that. And I divided the cake into two. I split it up for this one, so that I could cast essentially both of them on. I really don't have second sock syndrome, but it's more like I want to get it started. So then if I have to go somewhere, or if it's late at night and I'm tired, then I can just, you know, pick it up and not have to worry about trying to cast on. If you're curious about all of my markers, I will link a video down below about how and why I do that. And when I do the second sock, I will take it from here and put it on the sock, so that it will be motivating as I take all the markers off. So I'm hoping to have these done next week. I don't know, we will see. Could be possible. So that is that. And this is 64 stitches, US 2.5 millimeter. And these are for me. All right. And now we have one more sock whip. This is Bags by Awesome Granny with some fuzz. And this was my mystery skein project. If you watched last week, I am trying to do something a little fun where I wrapped up like 12 skeins, numbered them. I have little pieces of paper in that mug right there with numbers on them, and I'm just drawing them maybe once a month or whenever I finish, or if I'm feeling down in the dumps and I need to pick me up, I'll just draw. But I'm going to try to draw them on the episode, so once I finish them, I will open a new one on here. So I showed this last week. Freckled Whimsy, Mystic Forest. This was the March 2023 colorway, 12 stripes. It's beautiful, I love it. So, yesterday I got a lot done on this. It's kind of hard to show. I don't know if I should get a sock blocker out or not. I'll attempt here. So I got my heel in there. Look at those colors, beautiful. So this one had a mini, so I did the same thing with my DK socks. Maybe I will get a blocker. I don't know, we'll see if this works. A blocker when it's still on the needles? I don't know how this is gonna go. But I'm really close to finishing these ones too. Well, I think I got like 20 rows. I don't know, here we go. I guess this is kind of showing it. So that's where I'm at. I think I have about 20, 25, 26 rows left before my toe. I've been trying them on as I go because I'm still not sure like what my recipe is. So for those nomadic yarn socks, I did, I think 145 rows, 44 rows, and I put the heel at row 71. This one I had to do row 72 because of the way the stripes landed. I wanted to end right before a stripe. So I did the same thing. I cut my yarn after I did my leg, did the heel flap and gusset in the contrast that it came with. This beautiful green, beautiful. And then when I picked up my gusset stitches, I started with the new stripe so that it still is going in order. And I thought, like, this is more ends for me, but actually it's not, because when I do my afterthought heel, I have 4 ends to weave in, and I still have 4 ends to weave in this. So it's not any different than that, so it doesn't bother me. This one I did not wind in 2 cakes. I got excited and I just wound it up, and I didn't split it. So I can't start my second sock until this is done. But look, I'm really close. I am so close. And I don't think I have anything else to say. Same pattern, same the Crazy Sock Lady pattern. It will be linked down below. Same needle, Chiaogoo red lace, 2.5 millimeter. Marker video will be linked down below, but I am, so the heel flap and gusset, it fits great. It fits a little bit better than the afterthought heel. I will still wear my afterthought heels, and I will probably still make them, but I am really motivated to like get to that heel, get that heel done, and then I'm like, all right, get this foot done. And when I Kitchener the toe, I'm like, the sock is done. I always usually do my tubes and then I cut in my afterthought heels. So then when I get the toe, it's like, oh, okay, now I gotta put my heel in. But doing it in the middle is like, I don't know, it's just a brain thing, I guess. I feel like this heel takes longer than the afterthought heel. But yeah, I do love that colorway. It's beautiful. 12 stripes in that. Lots of greens and teals. So since I had to do my row at my heel at 72, I might have to knit a little, like a couple more rows on the sock to get it to my toe. So I don't know, I'm hoping, I don't know, I got lots of plans today. I don't know if I'm going to get to any of this. I would like to get this sock done and the second sock cast on so I could take it tomorrow. But if not, I can take my Advent socks. That's probably what I'm going to do anyway. And there's going to be lots of chainsaw noise today. I have all my windows closed, so I hope it's not as loud as, I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but we'll talk about chainsaws later. Don't worry. But I think I was here. You have not seen these because I cast them on after I recorded last week, but yesterday I started here and I did all of that and the heel flap. We'll talk about why I got so much knitting done later. But yes, I am liking the heel flap. It's not hard. It's a little, you know, takes some time. But now that I've done it with contrasting and self-striping, it might be my new go-to heel. Let's see. I like the fact that when I Kitchener the toe, the sock is done. I don't know why. I mean, it's not any different than the other ones, but somehow it is. I don't know. So those are all my sock whips. Now we're going to talk about my Penguono. Penguono by Stephen West. Here is my ginormous Fates thread bag. Mario. Love it. This is going to be my new, probably my shawl bag and my new sweater bag. For now, it's sweater. So this is the Penguono by Stephen West. I am attached. I have made one of these before. I'm using 3 strands. 3 strands of fingering weight. I am using all green yarn. There's some full skeins I bought. There's some stroll. There's minis. There's scraps. But they're all green. It's going to be all over green Penguono. in my heart. So this is section 1. The section 1 seems like take the longest for me because it's seed stitch and it's on 10.5 needles, I think. Yep, 10.5, 6.5 millimeter. So these are chunky. And I got my gnomes, my gnome and mushroom, because they were green. We got olive and mint green. And these I got from Simply Serving. All right, you guys ready? I did make a ton of progress. I didn't quite finish. I thought I was gonna, but then yesterday and Thursday was bad, okay? So Stuart is right down there. You see where Stuart is? That's my little Stuart. And he's also from Twin Mountain Handcrafts. I was there last week and I finished all this. Oh, look at this. I love it. So I'm just like kind of like fading-ish. When I run out of color, I pick up a new one and I just knit a little bit. My favorite section is this one right here with these minties with the little pops of lime in it. So this looks black, but it's a very, very dark green. So there's my back. I think I have, I don't know, I'm really close to like maybe 6. I think I have like less than 10 repeats left. And the repeats are 2 rows. And here's the back. I've been weaving my ends in as I go. He's in the weaving Steven. Oh, I love this so much. I kind of want to have this done before the end cal, but I don't know. It's not looking good, guys. I don't know. I feel like I always say this because this section seems to take me like 2 weeks to do. And I'm like, this is not going to get done. So I have all September and a little bit of October. I don't know. I knit one before, and according to my Ravelry page, I knit it in about a month. So I don't know if mine was, if I worked on it heavily, like all day for a long time, or if I took breaks. I don't know. It is on 10.5 needles, and once I get past the seed stitch, I think it'll go faster. But oh, I love it. And that limey pea green, like almost yellow. All right, I will move Stuart. Let's take a ride, Stuart. This one was one of their Halloween ones. They had a bunch of monsters. So it came with like 5 different monsters. If they bring back this set, I probably will get another set of monsters, and I'll get like, these are the wood ones. They have acrylic ones. I'll probably get an acrylic one. We'll have Stuart 2.0 or something. I like this stitch marker, but I'm afraid I'm going to break it because it's wood. Because I've had one of them break before. And I don't want to break my Stuart. So there he is. I just love the look on his face. It's perfect for Stephen West patterns. What? What are you doing? So I think that's it. I'm doing the size large. Using 10.5 needles. I'm holding 3 strands of fingering weight together throughout the whole thing. I got scraps. I bought skeins. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that I have enough. I don't have to buy anymore, but if I continue and things are looking slim, I will purchase some more, but I think I'm okay. So that's that. Also, the bag's green on the inside. I don't know if she had this custom made for me, but it's green on the inside. Perfect. All right, that is all of my finished objects and my whips. This might be a shorter episode. I don't know. I'm going to talk about life stuff here in a little bit, and I might get chatty. All right, I'll show you my stash. So we have stash, reading and watching, and life stuff. So if you are not here for that, I will see you next week. If you're sticking around, buckle up. Actually, my stash isn't that bad. It's my life stuff that I'm going to get chatty. Okay, so last week I think my Night Owl Fibers was out for delivery the day I recorded. And I vaguely remember saying, I'm going to cast 2 socks on, the mystery skein, and then my Halloween one. Well, I got my Night Owl Fibers, I wound it up, and I just ran out of time, so I didn't cast on. So I'm going to wait. And I'm like, you know what, you got a lot of sock whips. You need to... I think at that point I had like three or four. I don't know, I lost count. So I wound my Night Owl Fibers Halloween skein out, but I did not cast it on, so I will show it caked up in its full glory. It's not a surprise because she had these for pre-order for a couple months. They are not for sale anymore, so I'm sorry you can't get them, but... And then here's the mini. So I'm going to do probably the heel flap, and that's it. Who am I? And yeah, I'll do it the same way I did my Freckled Whimsy skein. I could, if I'm smart, wind this into 2 cakes. We'll see. I'm not going to start these until September 1st. So I got some time to wind it up. Is that what normally people do for socks? Do they wind it up and split it into 2 cakes, or do they just do one? I'm curious. What is your thoughts? Do you just wind it up in 1 cake and go? Or do you split it into 2? I won't be splitting the mini up, obviously, because I'm only going to do 1 heel at a time. And here is the Christmas skein. I got the Halloween and the Christmas skein. Oh, the pink mini, yes. So I'm not sure when I'm going to cast these on. If I'm smart and I want to wear them on, like, during December, I should cast them on in November at the latest. So it's just called Christmas 2023, and I think this is called Spooky Fun 2023. I love her base. It's 75/25, 437 yards, so it's a little bit plumper. Love it. So this is my stash. That's it. Oh, I'm excited. So those Halloween socks will not be cast on when I record, probably. I'm probably going to do it next Friday after I record, because that's the 1st. All right, that is all of my stash. That's it. We're going to do reading and watching next. Okay, reading. I finished Station 11. Very good. This is my 2nd time reading it. I watched the show on HBO Max a while ago, and I loved it so much that it made me want to go read the book again. Still loved it. And I started Trial of the Sun Queen. I'll have that link down below with the author's name, because I'm going to butcher it. I am so horrible at pronouncing last names. I don't know if that's I think that's a young adult book. And I've looked up, like, if you like Fourth Wing, what other books would you like? Because I really like that book, and I've been in a reading slump. And so I decided to try that. So far, so good. I'm reading that on my Kindle. I believe I'm a few chapters in, but there are naughty bits in that one and swearing. So if that's not your thing, then I would skip ahead. I think it's young adult fantasy romance. I don't think there's dragons in it, but I think the cover, the synopsis that I don't like to read like in full detail about that stuff, because sometimes I just want a surprise. But from what I got from reading what I did was it's Bachelorette meets Hunger Games. I don't know. So I decided to try it. So far, so good. Yeah, so I'm reading that on my Kindle. And that's from my library. Okay, watching. My kids and I finished The Great British Baking Show, Season 9, Collection 9, however you want to call it. We both, all three of us picked a winner, and that was the winner. I don't want to spoil it in case you haven't seen it, but so good. I love that show so much. We have one more season. I think we're pausing for now, and we'll save that for next summer. There was a few summers we couldn't watch it because COVID, and we didn't have good internet for us to watch TV and my husband to do Zoom calls. But so we watched 3 seasons this summer to catch up. So yeah, we watched that. My husband and I finished The Witcher Season 3. I love The Witcher so much. I'm not going to talk about the actor leaving and the writers and the higher ups. I talked about it last week, but I don't think I want to watch anymore. I think I'm done. We'll see. I might watch one episode, but I don't know. I think I'm done. And my husband and I are watching Black Mirror. Black Mirror Season 6. I think we're almost done. I think we have like 2 episodes left. 2.5. Really enjoying those. For movies, we watched, and all of the stuff that I'm talking about today is on Netflix. Forgot to mention that. We watched the movie 65 that had, I can't think of his name, Adam something. The guy who played Kylo Ren. That guy. Is it Adam Driver? I don't know. It's Adam something. I'm pretty sure. That one was okay. It was a space movie. I had higher hopes for it, but it was okay. And we watched The Glass Castle. I read that book like a long, long time ago. Always wanted to watch the movie. Finally got around to it. It was pretty good. And on my own, I'm still watching Ozark and Grey's Anatomy. I don't think I watched any Grey's Anatomy this week. Maybe 1 episode. But I have 1 more episode of Ozark Season 3 left. And then I have 1 more season. I'm hoping I can get back to that. And when the kids go back to school. And Grey's Anatomy, I'm on Season 19. And that's it for reading and watching. Yep. Looking at my show notes here, I think that's it. So now we can talk about life stuff and how life has been lifey. Oh my goodness, this week. It's a real doozy. So Tuesday was my wedding anniversary. My husband and I, our 20-year wedding anniversary. Wow. Made it to year 20. And my oldest daughter got her braces in that day. She has full braces, top and bottom. She has rubber bands. The first day was rough. The second day was a little better. So we're on the upward swing here. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday was one of the open houses for my kids' school, for my oldest. So we had to go there and pick up her schedule. We walked the hallways a little bit. We found her locker, and she, figured out the combination for her locker to open it. All was well with that. What else? Oh, picked up, she has, for her school, she now has a Chromebook. So that's exciting. So she's going to have a laptop in the house. I'm not too happy about that, but I've tried my hardest to since they were in kindergarten, I think. In kindergarten, they were allowed to take tablets home. And then as they got older, they could take Chromebooks home. And I like refused until, you know, I couldn't anymore. So she's in 7th grade now. And I guess they use those things daily. And so I couldn't help it. They had to have one, and they had to take one home. But it will only be used for schoolwork. She's not going to be using it for YouTube, chatting with her friends, just homework and emailing, and probably that's it. Maybe some researching on the internet, but I have to look at, we got a packet of rules, so I have to go through that and see what the do's and don'ts are. So that was Wednesday. Thursday, I took my kids to my parents' house. They were for a few days for one last sleepover. We will be picking them up tomorrow. Kind of sad that I can't see my daughter on her birthday. That was another thing on Thursday. I think the whole, like, the stress of the braces and like school starting and, you know, getting all the stuff for back to school and that, you know, summer's ending. I just lost it. I'm glad the kids weren't here to see me, but I was a mess on Thursday. You know, the birthdays, and the kids are getting older, and my oldest is going to be turning 13 here in November, so it's just like, oh no, now we have a teenager. Oh my goodness, my kids are getting old too fast. I told them to knock it off, but they're not listening. So that was Thursday. My husband had to work, so I had to drop them off. They live about an hour away from me, so it was like, man, I really wish I could knit and drive at the same time. I didn't, don't worry. It's like, those driverless cars make me a little unnervous, but you know, at that would have been nice. I could have knit there and back. That would have been nice. So I lost some knitting time on Thursday. So Thursday night, we went out to dinner because the kids weren't here. So we did our anniversary dinner later, since my daughter just had her braces in, and there was like no way we were going to take her to a restaurant and have her try to eat stuff that she's still trying to get used to eating. It's like, oh yeah, let's go out to eat, and you can't eat that, and you can't eat this. It was just a little mean, so we didn't do that. So we went out to eat Thursday. We went to Target to pick up a couple things, and then we came home and we started watching Black Mirror. It was about 9. I think it was like 8:30 it started raining. And that was the day, Wednesday and Thursday, we had those really, really hot, humid, muggy days where you walked outside and you felt like you were in an oven. At least I did. My husband's like, it's nice outside. It's not nice. It was like 90 some. I think the heat index was like maybe 102, 101. Like the actual temperature was like 93 or 94 or something like that. It was horrible. And of course we walked to the open house that day because it's like maybe a 10-minute walk from our house, and my husband didn't want to drive. So we walked in that heat. Oh my goodness. So there was that. So I'm knitting away. We're watching Black Mirror. It's raining harder, a lot of thunderstorms, a lot of like flashing lights, and it got more intense and more intense. And poof, the power went out. It was out for like 2 seconds and then it came back on. I'm like, oh, okay, we're good. And then not even like maybe 30 seconds later, poof, it went out, and it was out for good. Oh my. So it was about 9, I want to say it was like 9:20ish, 9:30 when that happened. Luckily the storm came through, and there's a lot of, I think there's lightning hit a tree like in my neighbor's house, and that was really loud. Obviously it's dark out. It was very windy. I couldn't really see what was going on. So when we woke up, still no power. This was Friday. So my husband's like, we have no power, we have no internet. I might have to go to work, go to the office, and I'm like, I need coffee, because if I don't have coffee, I'm gonna have this massive headache, massive. And we didn't have any painkillers in the house because my daughter had her braces and she took them with her because I wanted her to have them just in case. So we had no painkillers in the house. So I'm like, I need to at least go out and get coffee. And oh my word, that was a mess. So once the power came back on, I was able to check the internet and see what the heck was going on. But apparently there was a lot, I think at least 7 tornadoes. I don't think there was any in our area, but oh my word, so many trees. At least everybody had at least one tree down, at least. It is a mess here. It is a mess. And trying to get coffee was a nightmare. Power was out, so some traffic lights were working, some weren't. So we drove around until we could find something open so I can get some coffee, and oh my word, it was so gross. I can't. It was like a gas station coffee. It was like a dark roast. It was not what I was used to at all. I didn't put any creamer. I put sugar in it when I got home, but they didn't have any creamer. Oh my word, it was so bitter. And I put a ton of sugar in that, and I'm like, it's like I could just feel my teeth like curling every time I took a sip. But I'm like, if I don't drink this, I'm gonna have a massive headache, and I don't want that. So I drank it, but I'm like, ooh, I gotta have creamer. So I didn't have pumpkin spice creamer yesterday, and I was so sad. So then we swung by my husband's office. Nobody was there. It looked like they had power. But I think by the time we got home, my husband's like, I'm not going back. I'm just taking the day off. So he worked, there's one tree that fell. I think the tree is like, I don't know, maybe that big diameter wise. It's a smaller tree, but it hit our fence. It was in the backyard. It did not hit, we didn't have any trees that hit our house. Oh my word, there were so many that have trees on their houses, on their garage. I think everybody's okay. I haven't heard anything yet, but at least in my neighborhood. But we've been walking around, and oh my word, it's a mess. We went out today. So the power came back on at 11 p.m. last night. Oh, thank goodness. So we have our internet back. We have our power back. That is why I did not record. I had enough like battery life on my tablet to record, but I didn't know when or if I could upload it. So I think Friday I decided, I'm like, that's it. There's not gonna be a video today or for Monday. It's just not gonna happen. But the power came back on, like I said, at 11 last night. Stayed on. So I'm like, I have time today. I'm gonna record, and when I'm done with this, I'm going to put it up in case something happens and we lose power again. But so far, so good. I had to go to the store this morning because we have no generator. We were without power for 26 hours. So I chucked most of the stuff out of the refrigerator. I had to throw it out. Which kind of makes me a little mad because I got groceries on Wednesday and didn't really eat any of it, and we had to trash it. It's okay. I don't want to get sick. I don't know what the rules are, but I know they said when you're in doubt, throw it out. And I was in doubt with a lot of things, like the milk, the eggs, the creamer, my cheese, the cheeses, the butters, all the stuff in the freezer just went because I didn't know if it thawed. And so I don't know if that was a waste, but I feel like it probably was a wise choice. 26 hours, no power. We did not open the fridge or freezer at all at that point. So yeah, I was able to go to the store today. The store was open. They had pumpkin spice creamer. Oh, I was so sad dumping it down the drain. Like, oh, my creamer. Because I bought 2 bottles when I went on Wednesday. It's okay. But they had it, so I bought 2 more bottles, so we're good. Yes, and now we are recording. So that was my week. Oh my word, it's enough life. Enough lifey stuff, I tell you. So my kids start school on Wednesday, hopefully. I don't know, there's a lot of roads still blocked off around here. There's trees everywhere, branches everywhere. So they have, you know, Saturday, Sunday. They have like 4 days to clean this all up. I don't know. It's a real mess. I don't have any footage. I did take a picture on Instagram on my stories, but you're probably not going to see it because it's going to disappear by the time you watch this. But whoa, man, it's a mess. So, but I'm so thankful that the power's back on. It's like, I don't care if the internet works. I just want power because I am behind on my laundry now. So I'm doing laundry real fast. And I had an unplanned store to go. I had to get groceries, but I only had to get it. I just got the bare minimum. I'm probably going to be going back again on Tuesday. If the roads are well. I don't want to get groceries on the first day of school. It's probably going to be a bad idea. So I got some, you know, nuggets and fries for the kiddos for Monday. Oh man, it's a real mess. That's all I got to say. I am ready for life to slow down a bit. I am so tired. Didn't sleep well because I need a fan to sleep, and no electricity means no fan. And no fan means my husband, I can hear my husband snore. I think, what night was it? Thursday night. I slept in my bed for like maybe 3 hours, and then I woke up and my husband was snoring like crazy and I couldn't sleep. And it was getting hot up here, so I went downstairs, and since my kids weren't here, I slept in Natalie's bed for the rest of the night. And Friday night, we still didn't have power when we went to bed, and I'm like, I'm going to bed. I'm sleeping in Natalie's bed. See you later. It was about like 10:30. I went to bed. It's like, I can't listen to you snore all night. I can't do it. So I went to bed. I read for a little bit. I was like just about to fall asleep, and the power kicked on. I'm like, yes. So then I had like this adrenaline rush of like, all right, I need to check the food in the fridge. I need to turn the air conditioning on, and then I gotta plug everything back in. And I didn't, at that point, I didn't worry about the internet. I lost my Wordle streak. Oh, I'm so mad. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I have 1 hour to do the Wordle, and I was tired, and I'm like, I want to do the Wordle, but I didn't know if the internet worked at that point. So I missed my streak. I have to look up what the word was for Friday. I still have to do it today. But I lost my streak. It was like a 320 some day streak too. Oh, my heart. It's okay. So yeah, I'll have to look up what the word was because I need to know. So yeah, that was my week. It was a doozy. I'm staying home today, catching up on laundry. I'm gonna finish my kiddo's blanket and just work on my socks. I couldn't work on my Penguono yesterday because I have all of my patterns on my tablet, and I didn't know when the power was going to come back on. So I wanted to conserve my battery. So before I shut my tablet off, of course I'm doing the heel flap and gusset, and I don't have the pattern memorized. So I turned my tablet on, I wrote down all of the heel flap and all the gusset instructions on a piece of paper, and I'm like, okay, I'm good now. And so I didn't work on my Penguono at all because I know what the repeats are, but I forgot how many I needed to do, and I didn't want to overdo it. So that's the downside about having digital patterns. If your power goes out, you can't look at them. Okay, I think I'm done blathering on. 55 minutes. That's the usual. I hope you got lots of knitting done. Yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, put them right down there. I do love reading them. I hope you are all well. I don't know if I have any Michigan viewers. I think I do. I think there's a couple, so I hope you guys were safe. I hope all is well. It's scary out there, man. I mean, it looked like a tornado went through, but all the houses are okay for the most part. It's just the trees. The trees. I mean, once this gets cleaned up, the neighborhood's gonna look like bare. Right now, there's like all these people got all their debris on their curbs ready for the city to pick them up. I have no idea. There's no way they can get that all cleaned up before school starts. I really doubt it. So we'll see if they start school on Wednesday. I got an email saying that they're you know, the schedule is staying. There's not going to be any changes yet, so we'll see. I mean, the buses won't be able to pick any kids up. There's like so many roads that are blocked off. But anyway, I'm done rambling. Thanks for watching. I hope you got lots of done on your project while I was blathering away. And hopefully, fingers crossed, this week will be better and I will be here on my normal Friday schedule. But this should be up by Monday. I'm going to upload it right now, so in case the power goes out. Cross your fingers though. I'm still doing laundry. All right. Hopefully, I will see you next week. Bye.